Warning, this is an instructional video done by me, made by me, designed by me, performed by me. All the steps have been tried by me, and I'm going to share them with you to see if maybe it'll bring you some success. This is not a one-of-a-kind video. It's been done so many times before, but this video is mine, and I hope you appreciate it. If you've ever wanted to know how to window swap a Funko Pop, this video is for you. If you've ever wanted recommendations on the right tools, pieces, things like that to use, this one's for you. If you want to know why some people will do window swaps, this one's for you. If you just want to see my smiling face, this one's for you. So give me 2 pina coladas. Let's do this, shall we?
Do 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 do. Josh's Order Corner.
That's me. All right, I have a little bit of time. Hopefully I can make this video happen in that short window of freedom in the home that I have. I recently had an eBay win from Big Event NY. If you go to Chiller Theater, you know who they are. They bring in some of the bigger name guests, including Danny freaking Glover. Now, this was about $50 plus tax and everything. And like I said, I won it on eBay, and it is on the Predator Funko Pop, the little Predator Hound guy, which is cool, whatever. But I didn't like that part of it. So, start with saying this. Here's a picture of the post, the image that was on the post. And I saw it and I was like, I can probably clean that up a little bit. I can probably make this work. Here's a picture of what I received. The signature looks a little better. The print, like the pen that was used isn't as bright, it doesn't pop as much. And then there's that scuff happening there. So if you're gonna use stock photos, say it. Just say it. Just say this is a stock photo. Stock photography used. Something like that. Just say it. It's fine. It's fine. But as a buyer, I want to know before going into it that what I receive isn't what I'm looking at. I digress. I honestly think the autograph looks better on this one. It doesn't have as much flying ink as the other one. But, like I said, it has this little scuffadoodle. That might have deterred other bidders. It didn't deter me, and it wouldn't have deterred me. Well, I mean, it didn't deter me because I didn't know it existed, but it wouldn't have deterred me. But what did kind of hold me back was, and I'm checking my other pops up here, the Predator pop that it was on. I have Glenn Ennis on an Assassin Predator, and I have Brian Prince on the Fugitive Predator from that movie. Danny Glover wasn't in that movie, you know? So I went to our internet, and I went to Funko's website because these came out not too long ago. These are the Funko Plus for Predator 2. This is the City Hunter. He is battle damaged. He's got green goo on him. He is a Funko exclusive right there. So what we're going to do is take it from here and put it on here. I'm going to sneeze. Oh, and that takes me to that point of why do people do window swaps? Because in situations like this, you're going to get a pretty solid deal on a Funko like this that isn't necessarily from the movie that the actor or actress or whomever was in. Because it's on this pop, people aren't going to be as apt to bid on it, to want to buy it. Now, this one does have PSA certification on it. Since it comes from Big Event at New York and they rep Danny Glover, I wasn't too concerned, honestly. The window swap is going to allow me to put it on the appropriate Funko Pop. Now, what sucks is with as low as Danny Glover signed on this piece, it's going to be a little difficult to get the sticker on there. We're going to try, and if I don't get the sticker on there, it's a sticker. I'm not going to be worried about it. It has what I need right there. What pieces you will need? This is my preferred method. This is Scotch tape runner, permanent tape runner. I've used glue. I hate it. It's messy. It's gross. This is so much easier. It's like a double-sided tape. You roll it on. You slap it in there. You give it a little pow. at the end, and it's good to go. So we're going to use this language. Another reason window swaps are popular is for street graphing. A lot of times it's easier to have like a bunch of windows like attached to something that you can have them organized, taped off. That's not my jam, but I don't disrespect that hustle. So, also, if you get a Funko that is damaged, the box is all messed up, you might want to swap the window into a cleaner box. It happens, whatever. Another thing you will need, an X-Acto knife. Why? Because you might have to cut things. Exactly. So this is like a may or may not need. A credit card. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't show my credit card on here, you ninny. This is a hotel room key from the Sheraton, Seattle. So we're going to use this and then also this pad. So if I use the X-Acto knife, I don't cut my desk. And everyone's favorite bath time buddy, a hair dryer. Because if we're going to get this sticker off, I'm not going to film that part because it's going to be loud and stupid. But we're just going to go for 5 to 10 minutes, 10 to 15 minutes, 15 to 20 minutes. I don't know. I hate that part. So we can get that sticker off and slap it on the new box. We also ended up using rubbing alcohol, Q-tips, and tweezers. Here's the great thing about this. I'm going to have to figure out how to move my camera so you can see everything I do down here and all that. I'll try to talk through some of it. I'm going to do my best. I have not made a video like this before. I know others have, as I said in the beginning of this. So you might hate this video. That's fine. I'll link out other ones at the end, and hopefully we can find one that helps you on your journey to window swapdom. Yeah. So, because this one, I don't want to ruin the box, but I don't really care about the box, we're going to not be too gentle with it. We're going to open it up, take our little puppy dog out, and something that I want to point out, keep in mind this stain right here, because we're going to make that go away too. That's right, stain removal. And lastly, before we get started, have I done this before? Yes, I have. I have done it twice. Once on this Bill Skarsgård. It was on a different Pennywise pop when I received it. I don't remember which one it was on, to be honest, but I wanted it on an exclusive, so I moved it to this pop. This one I used glue on, and it was already kind of, the window on it was already swapped once, so it already looked a little poopy with some fogging to it and some dirty like fingerprints on it. But that's a result of using the wet glue. So I don't love that. I also did a window swap on this Bill Denborough pop because when it showed up, it was smashed to hell. But boom, this was a window swap with that tape or that roll glue, and it's going to be a lot smoother of a process. So without further ado, let me get my camera situated and let's start running this. It's going to be fantastic. All right, so the first thing we're going to do is take off this window because we're obviously going to need it for the new one. So when we look inside here, I'm really terrible at this. When we look inside here, we're going to find the edge inside the box, and we're going to lift that up just enough, hear it, that we can get this under it. And then we're going to start kind of scraping down through to get this window off. So I'm going to get that edge. Ow. That hurt my fingernail. There you go. So I'm just going to use this card to separate the glue. Now, a lot of people talk about putting this like in the freezer or something beforehand. That's cool. If you want to do that, you can. Supposedly it helps loosen up the glue. I have not tried that, so I can't tell you if that works or not. So after you have your edge lifted up, just use that card to go around the full window. Yeah, there's going to be some paper that sticks to the window. That's fine. You can clean some of that up later on. Just be patient. I rushed through this quite a bit, but if this is especially your first time doing it, be patient. Don't be rough with it. be gentle. Since this is the old box, and I know I'm not damaging the autograph, I'm not too concerned about how that box looks in the end. But with the other one, I'm going to go slower. I'm going to take my time with it because you want it to be as clean as possible when you separate the window from the box. So again, on the box you don't care about, whatever, be a little rough with it. But on the box you do care about, use gentle touches. All right. So had I not been so focused on filming that, we could have made that a lot easier of a process. But whatever. I think it worked out well. I'll speed it up. So what we're going to do now is get rid of some of this paper. That's where the X-Acto knife may or may not come in handy. See if I can get you a higher view on it. And we're just going to peel this paper off because we don't want that much. And we kind of did a shoddy job of not connecting the paper. So let's get that all off here. So me personally, I like just picking at it with my fingers, but you can use the X-Acto knife. Just do little gentle scrapes because it's a sharp blade. You don't want to cut through the window, so just real gentle scrapes on it. You can also use tweezers. That's a good approach too. But I've seen people use like a moist, like a towelette kind of deal and go around with it because that'll lift up some of the glue as well. And then you can get a cleaner pull off of that. I might try that actually, just get like a wet paper towel. And if that works, I will show you the results. Because it's going to take me forever. Now, I had mentioned that space. Can you see it? You see that? That paint sometimes happens with your Funkos, and it's literally, look at that. I'm scratching it right off just with my finger. So if I do that and then make sure to brush it off well, we can clean that right off. And then I can get a Q-tip to finish up the rest of it. Okay, what I've found is working pretty well is, especially near the autograph, taking a Q-tip and rubbing alcohol, just like that. And then since this is a smaller point, I can be better at aiming where I'm going to be attacking that glue. So now I can go at it without having to worry about making a huge mess, without having to worry about it getting too close to the autograph. And then I can use my card and just attack that glue. That way you're getting the paper and the glue off, cleaning it off as you go. All right, so there we go. Not perfect, but much better. Much better. All right, let's move on to getting the window off of this box. All right, now I realize this is going to sound crazy, but I feel like they're using a new glue because trying to get this window off is a lot more difficult than any of the past ones I've done. So I had to take my time, obviously, which you'll want to do no matter what. And I really didn't want to damage this box since it's the one that we're putting the new window in, the sign window in. I need this box to be in the best shape possible. But in trying to take out the window, man, it was difficult. For some reason, I really do think they're using a new kind of glue, and that might be to deter stuff like this. Um, I don't know. We'll have to keep an eye on that. All right, so here's the fun part where we're going to line up the new window with the new box. This is going to give us the chance to see how it's going to fit in its new home. This line here might end up being kind of a pain in the ass. We'll see how this goes. One thing I do recommend, and I should have said this earlier on, is always test and measure where your window is going to sit on the new box. Oh, that's perfect. Compared to the old. because all of these designs here are different sizes. So what's in one box, like you'll see the little bit of the glue peeking out behind the mask. That's excellent. I want to get that as perfectly aligned as I can, but then I also want to have room for that sticker, which is 1 inch by 1 inch. So we're going to go up a little high, probably right about there, to try to have room for that sticker on the original one that's going to go right here. So there we go. That's going to be like the perfect alignment for that that swap right there. Awesome. So now is where we're going to start using our tape around the edges and right there to get this ready to go in the window. This is not a hard part by any stretch, but with this tape, I don't know if I have anything I can show you with. It's double-sided. So when I put it down, it's gluing to that and then like that. So we're going to be kind of quick with it and then get it placed just like we just tested on that window. Doing this with this napkin down was a stupid idea. I wanted to have a clean space to work, but the white of the napkin makes it really difficult to see. We're just going to put this as close to the edge as possible, using the original glue lines as kind of our guiding point. There we go. And then I'm going to get that glue line in there too, where it's going to hit the mask. Okay, there we go. Now, a lot of times you will want to open the bottom and top of the box to make it easier to grab it. But I'm not going to because I'm an idiot. All right, let me see if I can give you a better view here. I got it slid in. We're going to line it up accordingly and see how this goes. So I got the corner is always the part to pay the most attention to because obviously that's your guiding point. PSA is up high enough. I'm just going to gently go around the edges and just press. This stuff's going to dry pretty quick. Like I said, your corners are the most important because that's your real telling line of getting this lined up appropriately. So I got it a little off center. There we go. Boom, just like that. There we go. I also stuck my card to the back of it. That was smart. Now, hopefully I left enough room there. And then also I'll come in here with my X-Acto knife and Q-tip and kind of clean up that. I don't think that looks too terrible. Let's go ahead and put the backer card in here. And then I'm going to get this out of my way just in case there's any glue remnants on it. My space is fairly clear. Gonna get our City Hunter back in the box. What the heck? Come on. Be smarter than the box. Not bad. All right, let's see if we can get the sticker taken care of, clean it up a little bit, move the camera back to normal position, and then we'll chat. This is so much harder to do when you're trying to film it. Like, it's more stressful. But look, there he is. And we'll put a picture of the other one right here so you can see the comparison. And I love it. I think it looks fantastic. It makes much more sense on this pop, so that makes me really happy. This pop's dark. With that back piece they put in there, it's hard to really see the predator in there, but that's okay. So the thing I said I wasn't going to do while you're here is take this sticker off because it's annoying, and I don't know how long it's going to take, and you're not going to be able to hear me as I do this because it's stupid language. But I tried not to curse this entire video, and I think I've done okay. But yeah, you probably can't hear anything I'm saying right now, and that's all right. We're just going to do this for a little bit and see how it goes, and then we're going to use a pair of tweezers to take it off and see if I have room to put it right there. So I would say I did it for about 2 minutes, and the glue is finally starting to loosen up a little bit. Now these cute tweezers I have are a little sharp, as weird as that sounds. So I don't want to grip it too hard with those, but I'm gonna blast it for another minute or two, and then try again on that sticker. That was a pain. I hated every second of it. And then the great thing about it is because of how big it is, I can't even put it back on the same spot. That was the piece I was saying about how the importance of measuring so you know where it's going to go. It's too big to fit right there. Hey, the cat's down here. Awesome. It's too big to fit right there. So I'm going to have to put it somewhere else, or it's going to touch the box a little bit. Bear with me. Let's see. Trying to be real gentle. I don't want to put it over the autograph at all. So I'm going to cheat. I'm going to put it on the side panel. Simple as that. I don't like those stickers anyway, to be honest. And now we have the window swap is completed. This was a bigger pain than it normally is, man. I'm telling you. And I honestly think it's because a different kind of glue is being used now. And I know that sounds ridiculous. I know that that sounds silly, but that's literally the only thing that makes sense to me is it's a new glue. So I'm going to ask around a little bit because there's other people I know that do this fairly regularly. And I'm curious if they've seen any kind of changes. So as I'm buying time with my jabbering, I'm going to put the window from the new pop back into the old pop box because I still collect pops and I don't want our little puppy dog to just get thrown in the trash, our predator pup. So why not make sure that we can keep using him? And just like we saw with that lower view, just going to put the window back in. Now, like I said, the important part is lining up the corner. So this would probably have been a better approach. From the bottom to the top, find where the corner is, get my chubby fingers out of there, and then line it up from that corner, just like so. But I didn't want to manipulate the box too much on the new one and risk further damage. So good, that looks like it aligns pretty well. Now the downside is this one now has the residue from the sticker that we took off with about 5 minute blasting it from heat. But that's okay. Yeah, and now I have a Danny Glover Predator 2 pop in my collection. I have quite a few signed Funkos that are Predator. We have our Derek Mears, Kerry Jones, like I said, Brian Prince, Glenn Ennis. Let's see, Peter Cullen. That was one of my favorite ones. Dude is amazing. We have our Poncho, we have our Mac, and then I'm gonna get Greg Nicotero on one. I don't know if you know this because I didn't know this until fairly recently, but he did special effects on the Predator, or was it Predators? So it was 2010's Predators that he worked on, but he designed the Predator dogs, which is funny. And I didn't realize this, so I was fishing out that information. He also worked on Little Nicky. This is nice. Halftone horror. Check him out. Thanks for going on this journey with me. It was a cluster. I almost don't want to post the video, but I will be really curious to hear your response. And if you decide to do this, please just be careful. Clean your space as you go. Be patient with yourself and just be careful, man. This was the hardest one I've done so far. I don't know if it's just because I filmed it or what, but be good to yourself. Don't be a jerk. Until next time. Silly me, I almost forgot. Always protect your Funkos. Always protect your Funkos. Put it in the box. Ooh, 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 ooh. Man, now I gotta reorganize my shelves so this will fit with the other Predator Pops. Being a collector is stupid.
Do 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 do.